Hey, BassGeek here, and man, do I have some springtime baits to share with you. Alright guys, so first off, I've got something from my buddy at Ledgehead, stocking me up on some stuff that I'm going to use this spring and into the summer. I love to throw my swim baits. You've seen my wall, I've shown it to you. If you haven't, go back and check it out because about a third of it is nothing but swim baits. I've also got a really nice package from Mr. Don Rose up in Ohio I want to share with you. And I've got a package from Robert Ward out in Illinois I want to share with you. And these are some pretty cool stuff in all of these I want to share with you. But let's start with a good old Ledgehead here. And he knows the way to my heart. Plus, my mom keeps these around all the time. These are Smarties. I'm not sponsored by Smarties. Smarties. If you're looking for a good sponsorship opportunity, look me up, guys. I always joke with my mom that these are my smart pills. When I come down there, I got to take them. So they're not doing me any good, but yeah, I love some Smarties. So I don't know if these were from Tim's wife, Sharon, or Tim himself, but those will be taken care of after I get done here. Now, all that being said, Tim sent me some stuff. I'm trying not to get a hook in my hand while I'm pulling this out, because the old Ledgehead's got some sharp hooks. Okay, let's see if we can just birth this bad boy. There we go. All right. So a lot of these are going to go up on the wall. So Tim always sends me a bunch in a pack. Now, I will tell you, you're not going to get this many in a pack. I don't remember how many it is, but there is a discount code and a link in the description. These are some of my favorite baits in the world. Okay. These are my go-to sizes. I use these a ton. One of the other sizes that I probably use to search with on the smaller Ledgehead is probably going to be like a quarter. On the bigger Ledgehead, the actual Ledgehead, not the Ledgehead Micro, it's probably going to be like a 3/4 and an ounce. But these are what I'm running low on. And so these are generally the baits or the heads that I tend to use the absolute most. And so there's a couple of different styles of them here, and I want to go over that with you. I'm just trying to get them kind of separated out here so I can talk about the correct version of everything. All right, so let's start out talking about things for the small baits, like the Kitex, the spark shads, those sort of things. This is where I like to go. And again, I throw deep. Now, he makes these in all kinds of shapes and sizes. So these are called the micro Ledgehead. So if you're wanting to throw, like I said, ribbed swim baits, this sort of stuff, there's actually a chart on his website that I put together that you can go on, and it'll tell you the proper hook size for the bait that you can use, okay? Now, just the go-to size for me is a 1/2 ounce. I can fish a 1/2 ounce super shallow and fish it fast, or I can fish it deep and fish it slow. Now, one of the things you've always got to remember about swim baits is the bigger the swim bait or the more plastic in a swim bait. And what I mean by that is, of course, the bigger, the more plastic, of course, it's going to be bigger. The more rise it's going to have. So the more weight you need to keep it down in the zone that you want to keep it in. Now, guys, a lot of times I may throw up into 2 to 3 feet But as I work it down, you know, we've got pretty steep banks here, and it's going to drop off really quickly. And within a crank of the reel handle, I can be in 10, even 15 foot of water. So the 1/2 ounce for me, a lot of times, is a great go-to size because I can cover so many different levels and bank styles. Now let's say if I'm fishing a flat, like in some of the videos you're going to see, now that's when I'm going to back off to maybe that 1/4 ounce, you know, and that's a good all-around go-to size. For me, a 1/4 ounce is something where I'm going to fish a very slow taper that's going to be, you know, 7, 8 feet or shallower. And I'm really going to keep it up in that 5 foot or shallower area a whole lot. But anything 8 feet and under, I'm going to pick up that 1/4, and it's going to be a very slow taper. I mean, pretty much a flat area, or I'm targeting. I know the fish themselves are up, and they are specifically in that, you know, 8, 5, 3 foot area, which forces me to fish slower to get that bite. Now, but what I'm saying is, this is my go-to even on a lot of my 3.3. Generally, the 2.8s, I won't use a 3/0 hook. I like to go to a 2. You can use this for the 2.8s. Now, I would recommend, again, adjusting your size. But a 1/2 ounce, this is the micro ledge head. This is a 1/2 ounce in 3/0. And I'm telling you guys, again, one of my favorite, just great little head. I use it all the time. Doesn't get hung like the ball weights or the acorn style heads do. You know, just a great little head, and it's for the smaller, so the rage swimmers. A 3/0, I could use that in a 3.8, you know, to a 3.3, right in there. That's going to work great in those. Now, if you use bigger bodied swim baits, so, you know, one of my favorites is, of course, the Patriot Minnow by Bass Munitions. And so even though that's like a 3.3, 3.5, one of the things, because it's such a bigger body, is you really need to fish that with a 4/0 hook. So of course, my favorite in the micro for that is the 1/2 ounce 4/0. Now there's so much more, and as a matter of fact, let me just show you. And the reason why I go to a 4/0 as opposed to a 3, now this is your standard Kitech 3.8, right? But look at the difference in size, you know, as far as material here and even here. You know, we're still talking about, you know, great tail action, but we're talking about a much bigger bodied swim bait here as opposed to here. And so what that does is it really allows me to get a little more hook out there. And you know, guys, I'm big on action on a swim bait, but the difference between a 4/0 and a 3/0, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go with the smaller hook for more action, you're gonna lose more fish. I'm just telling you, it just is what it is. Ask my buddy AJ. He'll tell you. He told me a story. One of the first times we met was at the Knoxville show, and that is exactly what had happened to him. He had lost a couple of big fish on a swim bait, and so, you know, my explanation, of course, was a bigger hook matters. You know, finesse is fun, but when you're fishing swim baits, you're fishing even the smallest swim baits. A lot of times you're fishing for big bass, and little thin wire hooks are not what I want to take a chance with. So anyway, the micros, these are mustad hooks too. And again, the 4/0 is what I really use for the bass munitions. It works out perfectly for me. Now we get into the underspin, and guys, if you haven't watched any of my older fishing videos, there's a playlist. It's just fishing videos. Go watch, especially during the summer. And that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to start breaking up kind of my videos and putting them into seasonal playlists too. Me and Jeremy's going to help me out with that. But an underspin, now these don't have the swivels and the blades on them. And the reason why is because he sent me a ton of swivels and blades last year. So I've got a ton of them. But what I love about these is you'll see these have the wire here. And that's a very heavy wire. And what I like to do, especially when I'm using them on baits like this, is pull that wire down to where it runs straight up and down and have that blade so it looks like two, a bigger and a smaller, kind of two that are kind of lost, but they're together. So it's a double trouble meal for the bass, right? They get two for the price of one. And again, my go-to size is in the 1/2 ounce with the 4/0 and the 1/2 ounce with the 3/0. Like I said, even on these, depending on depth, about the smallest I'll go is going to be that 1/4 ounce, and I'm going to have to be fishing really, really, really super shallow for that. But the 3/0 again in those. Now, last but not least, of course, when it comes to ledge head, is my go-to ledge heads. Anything that is, any swim bait that is 5 inches to 6 inches, 6/0 hook. And what I'm talking about is, roughly the Scottsboro, the Fringe, any sort of hollow bollies from Bastrix to Zoom to, sorry, I'm having to look over here, the Shadowlicious by Strike King, which is probably my favorite hollow body. Wish they come in some better colors. The new Fish Labs, the 5-inch right there, this 6/0 is what I'm going to be putting in them. Now the big 6.5, I'll probably have to put a 7 or an 8 in those. But this will be the head that I use for those baits too. Can't wait to get those in. Akuma, Fish Lab, get those bad boys to me, especially before this summer, because I do believe I'm going to put a show on with them. Anyway, all that being said, guys, this is probably my favorite head. It's my favorite size. Now, if you're in current, you're down on the Tennessee River, you may want to go up to the ounce, but again, the 6/0 hook is going to be enough for those 5 to 6s. If you're, fishing the lakes like the Highlands, like Douglas, any sort of just standard reservoir or man-made lake, the 1/2 ounce. Once you get used to it, and I, of course, throw it on a 6.3 to 6.5. Once you get used to it, it's very, very easy to control the depth of a 1/2 ounce. I'll fish a 1/2 ounce if there's not a lot of current. I'll fish that 1/2 ounce 6/0 ledge head anywhere from literally 5 feet to 30, and feel very comfortable in doing it. Once I get down past that 25, generally I like to go with that 3/4 ounce. But if there's not a lot of current, not a lot of wind, I can fish that 1/2 ounce, no problem. All right, so now let's see what some of our awesome subscribers sent. All right, so Mr. Don Rose from Ohio. Brother, I greatly appreciate you sending anything in. And by the way, guys, if you want to send anything in, down in the description of the video, there is a P.O. box out there. You don't have to send anything. I always appreciate your all support. Anything does help, and we will put it to use. Now, he sent me something. This is the Tackle HD, the HD Helgermite green pumpkin blue, great color by the way, and the hellgrammite is great for smallmouth. So, you know, I was just sitting there thinking about this the other day, how I didn't have any hellgrammites anymore, and yeah, I needed some. So these are great, and I really do appreciate that. Perfect color too. The green pumpkin blue is a killer in my area. Now let's see. You guys, don't make fun of my reading, all right? Hey, Dawn sent me $10 too, and thank you very much. We'll put that into the pot. Well, let's see how he wants us to use it. All right. So, Mr. Don Rose, again, I appreciate you. Hank, thanks for answering my dumb questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Don't let anybody ever make you feel that way. And to be honest with you, there's no such thing as a wrong way to fish anything either. If the fish are biting it, it's right. I know that I'm probably PETA painted PITA. No, you're not. I tell you all the time, I don't say it. I say let's talk fishing. But I've never fished this way. All I had was a 5'6" steel true taper rod with a Shakespeare level wind reel. Black Deacon line that looked like 16 to 18 gauge wire. You're doing some deep sea fishing, wouldn't you? Some shark fishing. Compared to today's line, we tried on 2 ounces of lead, or we tied on 2 ounces of lead and snail hooked with a worm on it and threw it as far as you could into the lake and sat and waited. Whew, you catfishing. You might catch a few perch now and then, but it was fun. Any kind of fishing is fun, man. I encourage anybody just to get out there and have a good time. Do it your way. You are always giving. You're always having giveaways, but you're already giving away the best thing, information and training. I appreciate your honesty and reviews and such. I subscribe to you, Debo, and TJ81. The trio, by the way, love my guys. You guys are helping me with this fishing rebirth after retirement. That's awesome, man. Congratulations on retirement. Way to go. Debo is a riot catching some of his dinks and bigger ones too. The chatter with him and Randizzle makes me laugh. They are hilarious. I love them. It is also great to see Dad, yeah, that's true, the OG TJ81 fishing with his kids. Guess I'm old school. No, man, I think all three of us are pretty old school. Well, anyway, I wanted to give you some back. I know it's not much, man. That's more than you ever need to give me. But maybe it will help you win a tournament. I hope so. We're going to need some help. I caught a nice smallie on them last year, and a 4-pound largemouth. Congratulations and good luck from an old dude in Northeast Ohio. Sincerely yours, Mr. Don Rose. And thank you very much. And I'm going to tell you right now, these will be going on the wall. I will be using them. And thank you for the $10. I appreciate the heck out of that. You didn't have to do that. We'll definitely use it to help put some gas money and some snacks in the boat and in our bellies while we're out there fishing. Going to be doing that hopefully tomorrow out on North Lake. Going to hopefully be out there doing a little pre-practice. We're about a week out from that next tournament, and I am excited. But again, Mr. Rose, thank you very much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all this, all the support. Again, I appreciate the heck out of it. Going to be targeting some smallmouths tomorrow. So maybe those will come into play tomorrow. We'll see. All right, so the next one is from Mr. Robert Ward in Illinois. Robert, brother, I appreciate you. I have done peeked into most of these. Now, there is a note, so let's read it. Hey there, I'm a bait maker, painter, and thought I would share some of my stuff in appreciation of your channel. Always good content. I don't expect any shout out or anything, but I ain't stopping you if you want to. Hey man, I'm going to give you a holler. just to say thanks for what you do. RM3 Custom Tackle. I'll see if I can find maybe something on Facebook or Instagram and a link into this. I haven't looked yet, but he sent me a couple of cool things. This is a nice little compact spinnerbait, tandem, gold blade, kind of in that bluegill color. A big fan of that. Here's another one, a little brighter, chartreuse, got that orange blade, good for dirty water. Could have used that last weekend. And then, guys, some really good looking crankbaits. I'm gonna save my favorite for last. Here is a killer looking square bill. And it's kind of in that brown crawl. Got a little bit of orange on it. Really good looking bait. Here's another one. Little nice flat side, good looking red crawl. Really good looking bait. Then here's something a little louder, almost in that sexy shad sort of thing. Good looking color. Small little crankbait. Great color here. I really like this. This is very translucent. I think this is going to be a great color for when the water starts clearing up. Spawn, the post spawn. Really good looking color right there. Look at that. Really good looking color. Then we've got a nice green crawl. Love the color of that. Crawl patterns are really good. Kind of got that very light orange belly. Then we've got a beautiful looking, this is, as far as paint jobs, this is probably my favorite. This is a beautiful looking sunfish bluegill pattern, you know, red ear, whatever color you want to call it, but a beautiful, beautiful pattern right there. I mean, really good job on that. Just gorgeous. Love the little blue. Now here's the one that I'm excited to toss. This is a great little color. Got a little bit of chartreuse in it. Got some blue, got some purple. Really killer looking. Deep diving. Kind of in the of that 110 plus one. Really good clear color. That may be getting used tomorrow, as a matter of fact. That's going to take the ride with me anyway. So again, RM3 Custom Tackle. Got a little sticker. Got a little bigger sticker. All right, good. He included a card in here. So I will definitely put links. There will be links to anything in this down in the description. Hey man, I appreciate that. I love supporting the small, local, handmade baits. I'll always do it. I haven't got to do it as much this year, you know, due to the fact that, you know, the COVID and everything's shutting everything down. But I love to give you guys shout outs. You guys make some great colors, some great baits, and that to me is what it's about, throwing something a little bit different than what everybody else is throwing. And sometimes that's just a little play on the same old pattern. And there's definitely some good looking stuff in here. Thank you again. I appreciate all you guys sending this stuff in. Of course, I appreciate Ledgehead, who's been a big supporter of the channel for years now. I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you very much. It means the world to me. And please make sure you're going out and you're watching those Limits tournament series. Please make sure you're going out and watching them. Very important to me, very important to the channel and moving forward. And I'm going to show you the goods, man. It's going to be good, bad, everything, every time, whether it's right or wrong, the decisions I make. And, you know, you can tell me I suck if you want to. I already know it. Anyway, all that being said, questions, comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk fishing with you. Thank you so much for the baits, the money, the support, the, you know, the everything, the candy. You know, I don't know if y'all noticed my figure, but I like sweets. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when these videos come out. And if you're not getting the notifications, go unring the bell, re-ring the bell if you have to. Sometimes that helps. And as always, you guys rock.